guys, how's it going? It is Saturday afternoon and I just finished up everything I had to do on this thing, which was in the previous video, and then I pulled the Cadillac in and I'm starting to dismantle what I have to on that, so we'll get to that in just a minute. Remember, if you like the content, hit the subscribe button, tell your buddies, and yeah, so let's get after this Cadillac and see what we got. So I pulled out one tail light, and one thing I learned in the body shops is how all these things come apart. They're all essentially the same. It's all plastic clips and crap. So yeah, maybe I'll show this one just so you know, because when I did the first one I had no idea, and I busted half the clips and made a freaking mess. But now that I know how they work, they're all pretty much the same. There's slight differences in manufacture, but basically they're all the same. So maybe I'll show that first, and we'll go from there. Okay, so whenever you see plastic pieces like this, usually it's to cover access to screws and whatnot. So I want to take the tail lights out. So actually in this one, there's just one clip right here. And it's actually a two-piece clip, and you can see that there, it looks like a button inside of a button. So if you pop out the middle, like so, there we go. So there's your two screws right here. That takes the tail light out. Simple, easy. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out, and here's my screwdriver. What did I do with that? Under the tail light. Oh, come on. Oh, I hate Phillips screws. Damn it. It's always one. Let's see if we got a better screwdriver than that. Okay, hopefully. Okay, success. Plug all the clips. Or take the bulb out. That's it. Super easy. I'm going to tape these up and move on. Remember talking about this in the previous video about that I did on this car, quickie that half the car would probably come off with the plastic. Well, there it is. And that's what's left. So this is nasty. That gets pretty crusty all the way, man. Yeah, it's gone. Totally gone. This is the worst case right here. Wow. Damn, it's way worse than I thought. I'm gonna have to think about this one. Oh well, there it is. What a freaking disaster. Anyway, I got the wheels off like I wanted to. I separated the bumper like I wanted to. So now, you know, it's a lot easier to do that than it is to mask stuff in this crease here. And then you have paint that starts peeling inside the lip and everything else. So, but now, yeah, this has turned into a massive undertaking here all of a sudden. God damn it. So, that's how I ended my day. It's dark now. Damn. I'm gonna have to put some new metal in there, but the problem is there's nothing left to weld to. I mean, the inner rocker is just, I can crumble it with my hand. That means the floor and the rear body mount are probably soft at minimum. So yeah, I don't know. I took a couple of pictures of it. I sent it to the owner, and let's see what he wants to do. But man, that's a lot bigger job than I anticipated. This kind of started off as a little bit of surface rust to clean up, but yeah, and I'm not taking any more of that plastic off, like underneath the door and everything, because it's going to be the same. It's all going to come off with the plastic. So I don't know if we just put lipstick on a pig here and you know, bring it to a car lot and trade it in on something or whatever. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what he wants to do. Yeah, very disappointing end to the day. So anyway, we'll get back at it tomorrow and carry on, I guess. See if we can figure out how to get something in there that will stay in place. Figure out how I'm gonna fasten it and all that kind of stuff. The only good thing is that chunk of plastic hides everything, so it doesn't have to look fantastic. It just has to be structurally okay. So I don't know. Yeah, so I guess we'll see you back here tomorrow. All right, guys, Tuesday morning. So after thinking long and hard and what I'm going to do with this thing, it's pretty much beyond repair, really. In that section, it's rotten. There's a body mount there. Its floor is probably soft as well. My biggest problem is that there's nothing to fasten anything to. So when I pulled this cover off, all the metal that was in here came off with the corner. And that's these two holes here is where you screw this piece in. These two pieces here inside, let's take a look. Right here, they serve a function as well, not just to attach things, but it's a spacer between the rocker and, you know, the other lip of the plastic, so it kind of pushes it out. So I'll show you how it all works and then what my solution is going to be. It's not pretty, it's not correct, it's not right, but at this point we're doing lipstick on a pig. That's it. So yeah, I'll just show you what's going on and we'll go from there. All right, so here's what's going on. This is brutal. Anyway, those two blocks that I showed you earlier, they ride on the existing rocker or what's left of it. So when you slide this in, like so, it's not all floppy here. However, the metal that the rest of this thing was attached to, there's two screws here and here, corresponding holes here and here. The metal that was here that was the screws went into is gone, completely gone. There it is. You can see the screws are still left in it. So what do I do? Well, my only solution is I made a patch. First, that I had it going all the way, but then those two tabs wouldn't clear, wouldn't get in there, so I wouldn't be able to get the plastic back on. So now the only thing I've got left to do is make some kind of a tab that bends in. I've got extra metal here that'll bend in that I can get these screws into, and then I'm just going to tack the bottom of this. See the shape of it? That might be better. I'll tack the bottom of this to the where the pinch welds are for the two inner and outer rockers to go together. It's still solid here. There's something to weld to. So I could tack that edge at the bottom. We can tack it up here once I get this patch made up. And yeah, hopefully it all holds together. So that's the plan. So I'm going to carry on, clean this piece up, the patch, figure out my bend here and how I'm going to return it in. And yeah, get her in the hole. So and it's a big hole, believe me. All right, well, this just keeps getting worse by the second here. I mean, this is brutal. Like, where does it stop? God damn it. What is this? Huh. It's like a foam. What the fuck is that? Now how am I gonna weld to this shit here? It's just gonna burn. Unbelievable. Anyway, I've got this tacked in down below. I've got to trim it in place. But I need some, again, I'm sitting here with nothing to weld to. It's unbelievable. I could barely get a good ground to weld, so this is brutal. Just brutal. Huh. I don't even know if I'm wrestling with the thought of not even showing you this video because it's so stupid. But anyway, I'm gonna have to cut up a little bit more, I guess, until I get to some metal. All right, so I tried welding my piece here into here before I put this strip in. It was just too damn dirty, spitting, farting. The welds were not gonna hold. So I took it off, cleaned it up a little bit more, cut a strip 12 by 1 inch, and then used self-tappers, put it in. So now I've got some solid, clean metal to weld to. So that should do a much nicer job. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead, tack that piece in there, and yeah, move on from there. All right, so I've got some good welds underneath. I was even able to weld inside where you won't see it once the plastic's on. So yeah, it's good down here. I've welded my piece in up here, and I've already tried the plastic. It does fit, sort of, and I was trying to get it to be tight here at this joint, but I looked on the other side and there's like 3/8 space, so it didn't have to be tight. In fact, you can almost see the line on it. So anyhow, it does sort of fit on there, and once I kind of wrestle it in, get my screws in to the tabs. There's the 2 tabs, 1, 2, right? So yeah, I'll just use a bigger washer with the self-tapper and dab it with black paint and call it good. And then I got some body filler work to do, and I got to strip pretty much this whole lip here, and underneath, you know, you can see it's rusting all the way. So we'll clean all that up and just carry on. And yeah, what a pain in the freaking ass though, man. Especially when it's so rusty, there's nothing to weld to. Even up here, I got to play around because it burned right through. But we'll get her. Anyway, back in a bit. All right, so that's sort of what I'm going to end up with. It's not horrible, I guess, and it's not screwed in there. It's just sitting there, so I'm sure I can tuck that in a little nicer when I put the screws in. So I just got to feather this out a little bit. This edge here, the paint underneath's all done. It's ready for a rust converter. So yeah, feather it out, finish welding here, and do a little bit of putty work. Be ready for primer. bring that up. Okay, so before I weld this in here, I'm going to weld in. I've got one more little piece to put in. That's this little guy right here. So I'll get that tacked in place, and I can weld the whole thing in. Okay, so that's how she looks, and you know, got my little piece welded in here. That's good. So it's ready for filler. I've sprayed it with rust converter. You can see how it's turning black, purpley black kind of thing. So we're gonna let that soak in there, and I got to hit the other side anyway. So this was a lot of work, man. It was a lot more than I anticipated on doing, but anyway, we got her beat now, so we got something we can screw that stupid thing on with, or two. So yeah, I'll be going into town tomorrow to do a color match. So I got to pull the gas door off. I guess I'll bring that in with me. And like I say, it's a tri-coat, so 3-stage paint. Whatever, it is what it is. And we'll just blend it in, and then we'll end up clearing the whole quarter. But I think I'm going to cut it off right here instead of going all the way around, you know, because it's continuous all the way to the end of the windshield pillar. So I don't want to get into all that. So I'm going to try and do a fine line here, and maybe we'll be able to sand it out and just kind of buff it in. But that's the plan. So yeah, we'll be back at this tomorrow, I guess. It's almost supper time now, and I've got to make it, so I better move my ass. So pretty much all freaking day to do that, but yeah, it came out okay-ish, I guess. I think it'll be fine for what we're doing. I mean, it's lipstick on a pig. You know, I even considered not even putting this video out because it's such butcher work. But you know, I let the owner of the vehicle know what was going on. Actually, he was here last night to check it out himself, and yeah, he had no idea it was that rotten. So, like I said, lipstick on a pig. So the pig's got lipstick all over it now, and it's ready for a little bit of body work and then paint. So yeah, whatever. I don't like doing work like that, but I mean, it's a huge undertaking to try and get that back to where it's good, you know, safe, and everything else. Like I say, the body mount is right there. I think the trailing arms for the suspension are around in that same area. So there's lots that can go wrong. I don't think this thing will ever get certified again, to be honest with you. If a mechanic saw that, he'd just say no. So it is what it is. But yeah, it'll look okay. Maybe you get another winter out of it, but I don't see it lasting much longer than that, because like I said, it's got the cancer, it's terminal, and that's it. So do what we can and ship her out. So there you have it. One crispy Cadillac. So if you like the content, please subscribe. You know, I'm trying to get to 3,000, and I'm whatever, 215, 218 away from 2,800. No, from 3,000. Sorry. So yeah, a couple hundred more, and I'm at 3,000. I would truly appreciate it. You know, a lot of my viewers and repeat viewers are non-subscribers. So yeah, it costs nothing. Press the little button that says subscribe, and you're in. That's it. No hassle. Nobody's going to bother you, and it's easy and quick. And if you're not doing anything else, get in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.